Welcome to Noir Alley, where I've got your weekly delivery of deceit and despair. I'm your host, Eddie Muller. Ask me to paint a perfect portrait of noir, and I'd probably create, in black and white of course, an image of a lost and lonely man on a rain-slicked street beneath a single glowing streetlight. Beside him, naturally, is a woman, gorgeous, mysterious, and seemingly unattainable. A sense of expectation and dread permeates the scene. Something, or someone, lurks in the shadows. That pretty much sets the tone for today's film, 1945's Scarlet Street, an essential entry on any list of great noir films. For me, it's the best movie director Fritz Lang made during his Hollywood career, which began after he fled the Nazis in 1935 and ended with his return to Europe in 1957. Working in Hollywood was never easy for Lang. His visionary early films, all made in Germany, had convinced him he was the most important filmmaker in the world. But Hollywood studio bosses quickly cut him down to size. With Scarlet Street, however, Lang was working outside the studios. He'd formed an independent production company with producer Walter Wanger, Wanger's wife, actress Joan Bennett, and screenwriter Dudley Nichols. This quartet believed they could make smart, challenging pictures while avoiding the meddling of studio execs. Scarlet Street would be the proof. For a director notorious for his cruelty to actresses, and women in general, Lang had two important female collaborators in his career. His rise in the ranks of great filmmakers would have been impossible without Thea von Harbou, who wrote most of his German movies, including Metropolis, M, and the Dr. Mabuse films. Lang and von Harbou had an affair during the director's marriage to his first wife, Lisa Rosenthal, and they married following Rosenthal's death, a death ruled suicide by gunshot, but that many suspected was committed by Lang himself. Once in America, separated from von Harbou, Lang found himself constantly at odds with bosses who wouldn't tolerate his arrogance or the exuberance he displayed spending their money. He enjoyed a good working relationship with Walter Wanger when the two made You Only Live Once in 1937, Lang's second English-language film. The director's biggest successes came when he teamed with Wanger's wife, Joan Bennett, for Manhunt in 1941 and 1944's The Woman in the Window, popular hits that rejuvenated the careers of both the actress and the director. Now, Lang may have been snide in private about Bennett's acting skills, but once they were business partners, he treated her and her husband's money, power, and connections with all due respect. And rumors always swirled that Lang and Bennett were having an affair behind Wanger's back. Scarlet Street is based on the novel La Chienne, literally translated as The Bitch, by popular French novelist Georges de la Fourchaudière. The book had already been adapted to film in 1931 by another world-class director, Jean Renoir. In America, it was published under the title Poor Sap, and at one point, a Hollywood version was going to be directed by Ernst Lubitsch. But he felt his touch was wrong for such tawdry material, so when Lubitsch's interest lapsed, Walter Wanger revived the project, specifically for Fritz Lang. Oddly, Scarlet Street is a virtual remake, with one crucial difference, of Lang's own The Woman in the Window, which also starred Bennett, Edward G. Robinson, and Dan Duryea. Lang didn't like the studio-mandated ending of that film, which he felt was a cop-out. So, for the maiden effort of Diana Productions, he reassembled the cast of The Woman in the Window and made the film as he wanted, without interference. The Woman in the Window and Scarlet Street also represented a new direction in the career of leading man Edward G. Robinson. The public had gone crazy for him in the 1930s when Robinson became a star playing growling gangsters like Rico Bandello in Little Caesar. But that all changed in the 40s when, simultaneous with the rise of noir, Robinson was more often cast as meek, middle-aged men trapped in dire situations. His portrayal of Christopher Cross, the amateur painter at the heart of this tragic passion play, is one of the high points of the actor's career, although he later said he didn't enjoy making the film. Considering that Robinson was Hollywood's foremost collector of original art, playing an amateur painter was a role he couldn't pass up. Noir Alley is proud to present one of the all-time great films noir. From 1945, here is Scarlet Street.